Hey man, what's going on, y'all? This is Over the Ropes Wrestling Podcast, and you are with the OTR trio. First and foremost, my name is JD OTR. Mic drop.
Yo, this your boy Jay, aka Rant Jay, aka Wednesday Night Jay, aka Friday Night Jay, aka Monday Night Jay, aka ready to get this weekend started, Jay. Let's go.
I like that. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Trey, aka Treyway, aka Wednesday Night Trey, and that's all I'm gonna do today.
Well, shit, I guess I add in an AKA because I'm AKA coming back from 2-week absence. JD, aka Mr. Drop the Mic Drop, aka I am a basketball dad, aka we just got done with our last tournament, but guess what? We are here. We back in the lab. It's about to go down. We got another banger for you. So, Trey, go ahead. Hit us with this first.
No, it's crazy.
topic.
It's weird to hear you say that because normally I'm the one to be missing.
I know, right? Hey, we had to switch tables for a minute.
Yeah, Mr. Consistency over here.
Who?
Me.
I mean, hey, I tried to get you to be an assistant coach, but hey.
Hey, man, I can't be making that trip. I'll be having car trouble.
I'll pay my coach's gas.
But I said car trouble, not gas.
That too. I can't go all the way to you to pick it up.
I'm about to say. All right, so let's start out with this is episode 106. NXT Battleground predictions.
No, I'm just joking.
With your favorite host, Sexy Red. Hosting,
Okay.
Who's favorite host?
Y'all
Yours.
hold on.
No.
Y'all talked about that. Y'all talked about it already.
Did we talk about that last episode?
No.
Well, we about to talk about it this episode.
Sexy?
What in the Shawn Michaels HBK bullshit they got going on at NXT? First of all, I've noticed that yes, NXT has been exposing the yams as of recently. You talking about Lash Legend,
NXT.
You talking about Jada Parker, yeah, like you starting to see a lot of
So you got
yams.
Nikita. You still got who else? Lola.
Yeah.
I can't forget about Lola.
So you just think that this is best for the brand to have Sexy Red out there as a host?
You saw Booker T said he want to see Lola and Sexy have a twerk off. Booker T got had a heart attack when Sexy was out there.
Jay.
So I'm gonna keep my comment to myself because if you ain't got nothing nice to say, then you don't say it. A bunch of people are going to see this, so therefore I'm not about to do that because Sexy Red got a cult following, just like the rest of these people do.
They don't watch us though.
I don't care.
They might.
Well, when I clip this, they will.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my comment to myself on that one. I know when not to touch the topic, and I'm not touching this topic.
Okay. Well, then, if we're not going to talk about it, then we can talk about the card that she will be hosting.
You'll get a rant from me if I do touch
I mean,
this.
your name is Mr. Rant.
Nope, not doing it.
All right, so we have 6 matches on the card. And it's going to be at the UFC facility.
Yeah.
In is it Vegas?
Vegas.
Yeah.
I am digging it. I'm digging the UFC, like the crossover thing. Because isn't it right after the UFC event?
Yeah. And Dana White did say it was going to be a lot more collaboration with WWE and UFC. So,
yeah.
Well, I know Connor's coming back for UFC 303, but that's not to the end of the month. But the reason I brought that up is because they say we could have the first WWE match in a UFC ring, and that would be Shayna Baszler versus Lola Vice. Who you got and why?
I mean, okay, so here's the thing, right?
I'm thinking Lola.
I think it's because they already tried the UFC match in the WWE ring with Shayna versus Ronda.
it didn't hit.
But it wasn't in a UFC ring, though.
That's what I'm saying.
I think so because they already did the UFC match in the WWE ring. I think they're trying to reverse it and do the WWE match in the UFC ring. I don't think that it's going to go over well. That's just
if they do it in there. It's speculation. I don't know if they're actually going to.
I mean, if they do, but I'm just saying if they do it, I don't think that it's going to. I don't think it's going to get this. I don't think it's going to get good receptions or good ratings.
But check this out. And it's going to lead into another topic later that we discuss. Who had a 6-sided ring?
Impact.
TNA, right? Probably the best ring that we've ever seen. probably some of the best action that we've ever seen in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
So with that, I could kind of see. I would hope. My hope was that every match was going to be in the UFC ring.
Oh, you talking about for Battleground?
Yeah,
That would be dope.
that would have been dope as hell. Like every match.
Every match being a steel cage match, pretty much.
And why
I
not?
mean, it's kind of hard because the rules are different. Like in UFC, you can't grab the cage, you can't like use the cage with hold on to it in any type of way. So
Mhm.
I mean, whereas WWE, all you're gonna do is just have people throw them into the cage.
There's literally no holds barred.
Yeah,
Basically. Or at least the championship matches could have been in there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you never know.
Well, they're both MMA fighters.
They are.
Former MMA fighters.
But to give you an
got time.
update, I think I'm going.
And Lola's better in the ring than Ronda ever was.
That is true.
I'm going because of the noise that she's been bringing. I'm definitely going for Lola Vice as well.
I mean, I'm going with Lola too because Shayna's still kind of locked into this tag team
I was
thing
just about to say that.
that's going on. So, I mean, it doesn't make sense for her to be doing this singles match. I think they only threw her in there because of the UFC background that's tied in with this event. So,
Plus, she was Lola's coach in Lola's match against Natty, and when they brought back Raw Underground, like called it NXT Underground, had the first NXT Underground women's match. So, all right. So next we have, let's do Nathan Frazier and Axiom versus the OC NXT Tag Team Championships.
it's so crazy. I feel like the only way the OC gonna get any type of titles is if they win this. So I gotta go with the OC because they ain't getting no other tag team championship unless they win this.
I totally agree with you because I just don't see, like, why are you on NXT exactly? Because you ain't getting no burn on SmackDown.
That's exactly why.
But they're getting
Same
ready.
like AOP went down there and did NXT. I mean,
But I kind of feel like the way SmackDown is getting ready to take a shift with this AJ Styles, they might be getting some more burns since they're all going to be an actual heel team again.
So they're heels on NXT.
I just don't see them winning the title. So I'm going with Axiom and Nathan Frazier.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Axiom and Nathan Frazier as well.
it doesn't make sense to move them down and have them.
I don't think they're
compete.
gonna stay down. They're probably
They're not
doing
gonna
this
stay
just to
down.
they might be doing this just to get their NXT talent better.
They're gonna do the same thing that
Because
Dom
Axiom
did.
was on main roster a bunch of times.
I know, but I'm just saying, Dirty Dom won the North American Championship, and he was on them every show.
That's true.
So I mean,
Unless they want to do double duty, then
Yeah.
if they signed up to do double duty, then hey, that's fair game.
Yeah.
But make it consistent.
yeah,
Make it consistent.
Oba Femi versus Wes Lee versus Joe Coffey in a triple threat NXT North American Championship.
Now I watched NXT last night, and the entertainment aspect wants to see Wesley get his title back, especially after what he went through. But golly, do you think Obafemi has had a pretty decent title run, or
Yeah.
the length wise?
Yeah, I think so.
And who's the third person? What's his name again?
Joe Coffey.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go with Joe Coffey and Callis.
I'm gonna go with
Gallus.
I'm
Is
gonna
it
go-
Callis or Gallus?
Gallus.
Gallus.
I'm gonna go with Wes Lee.
I have no freaking clue. But if I had to take a guess, what's the current champion's name?
Ooh, Oba.
Yeah,
Oba Femi.
yeah, I'm going.
Ooh, okay, so y'all picking each different person. Okay.
Every time Obafemi talks, he's supposed to be this Wakanda warrior.
I know. It sounds awful without all the background music.
I know, right?
It sounds so bad.
Man, fine.
All right, so let's go, and this is going to lead to another topic, but we'll save that for after we do this. Roxanne Perez versus Jordan Grace for the NXT Women's Championship. Jordan Grace is the current TNA Knockouts champion. Showed up in the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
That is beat Naomi for it in TNA, but that's who she's facing.
So she literally lifted so much muscle that she lost her titties.
So she's facing her for the
NXT Women's Championship.
Oh, well, come on. This is obvious then. Could you imagine what's going to happen when she shows up to TNA with the NXT Women's Championship?
No, tell us.
Bruh. She's going to be wild.
It'll make people actually watch TNA.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm going with
Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace.
Here we go.
I agree.
I
Clean
agree.
sweep. And we're gonna get to why in a little bit.
Yep.
All right. So then we have, this is for the inaugural NXT Women's North American Championship. First mid-card championship for
you don't even
women.
need to name everybody. It's gonna be
we
Sol Ruka.
No, we have to. Sol Ruka,
Mm-hmm.
Lash Legend, Fallon Henley,
Mm-hmm.
Miss Jada Parker,
Mm-hmm.
Meechin, speaking of the OC, and Kalani Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
She's bad. She's so bad. I'm going with Jada Parker. Fuck that.
Both of them bad.
Yeah, they come funny. That's Mellow Girl.
Yeah. Sol Ruka.
Nah, I can see. You see that move that she hit
Bro.
when she jumped off the.
She has taken the RKO and just put an extra bit of
Because she jumps off
tahini on
she
it.
jumps off the ropes and does it.
Yeah, into a back.
I don't care what any of y'all say. Meet you? No, I'm just
So when I knew this match was coming up, like I think maybe 2 weeks ago, I actually, the way the storyline was going, I thought maybe Lash Legend would be the one to get it. So her
She just broke up with Trick in storyline for
that's
it.
so that's what changed my mind.
Because she broke up with him?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So what do y'all think this mid-card title for the women's division is going to do for NXT?
Because they have so many
You think
women.
it's going to elevate it?
Yeah, because they have so many.
Yeah.
You think this is just like a tester to see how it goes before they
Go to the main.
bring?
I mean, think about it.
They're either gonna do a women's U.S. title or a women's
Think about it. Look at it like this. You have, you don't have women's tag champions anymore in NXT. That's Bianca and Jade technically.
True.
Because they have all of them. They're beefing with Shayna and Zoe right now.
True.
Then you have Roxanne, who's beefing with somebody that's not even in the company.
Yeah.
So what the rest of the women supposed to do?
True. That's true.
So that's going to be pretty much their kind of like how the TBS championship is like the main women's championship sometimes.
Yeah.
That's kind of like how this is going to be because you're going to have literally everybody fighting for it because the main champion can only go after one person at a time, and you got so many people.
I think it was a dumb decision for them to get rid of the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship.
They don't even have women's tag teams in NXT.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think it was so stupid for them to get.
They
rid
moved
of
them all up.
Yeah.
But
Or broke them up.
I don't know. So do you think they need one title or one on each brand for the mid card?
Going main roster.
Yeah, for the main.
Start
roster.
with one. Start with one because
Yeah.
you can't even get the tag titles right. You don't need to get two solo women's mid card.
Because technically, Bianca and Jay supposed to be on every fucking show.
They ain't showing up on NXT yet.
So, and they only showed up on Raw as
One
an
time.
invitation.
Yeah, that's the one time they showed up on Raw.
That's not how
Their show is SmackDown.
That's not how the title was made.
But
But
that is where they got drafted. But still,
yeah.
Okay.
But like you said, those women when they did the draft, those women's tag team titles, like whoever held them, they weren't protected.
Yeah.
They weren't protected like as the champion has to stay on there. So it's like
because technically the women's champions don't have a brand.
Yeah, they don't. They supposed to be
They floaters.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like if this is a tester, which title do I see them doing first? It's probably gonna be a women's US title.
But here's the thing about it, right? I think this is what's going to happen. I think that before we get back on the predictions, I think that if they do bring a mid-card title, I think that women's mid-card title is going to be solely Raw because the women's tag team have pretty much been solely SmackDown.
Yeah.
Right? Even when Damage Control had it, Damage Control never really came to Raw until we started getting into WrestleMania season.
Sure.
And then that's when you started seeing them pop up on Raw.
So with that, then it would be an Intercontinental title.
I think that's what he's gonna do.
So,
and we probably won't get it until they actually start showing up on Netflix.
Yeah.
And so, like, when you talk about having a women's mid card and the way the dynamic of the women's division is on the main roster, that's when you don't have a brand split. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't need to be a brand split like that, because then I feel like if you do that, it's going to water down the women's championship that's on that respective brand.
Yep.
Because now it's a new title. It's going to get more focus. It's going to be like, yo, who's fighting for this? Who's going to get it?
Or could it be you can actually take your time and tell a better story for the actual main women's championship?
Or it's going to be one of those titles that gets thrown around very rapidly.
No, I think it does give him an opportunity to kind of do what Trey was saying and give the women's championship a little bit more of a backstory.
Because think about it like this. Right now, Liv Morgan is telling a story with Rhea Ripley without Rhea Ripley being there.
True.
Think about, she's eventually going to have to fight somebody until Rhea comes back, which will kind of deviate away from the story. But if you have a women's mid card, then those women could fight for that.
Yeah.
While Liv keeps doing whatever she's doing.
So the big title has to be a storyline title.
Yeah.
Motion detected at the front door.
It should be that. The what's the name? The mid card title should be like, you remember when ECW, WCW had a television title?
Yeah, it's basically like when
should be those.
Yeah, like when John Cena did like an open challenge.
That's what the mid card title should be.
Yeah. So if they did like an Intercontinental US women's title, they'll do like open challenges and stuff like that. Yeah, and that's fair play. You know, I don't disagree with that. And let the main roster be the storytelling title.
Yeah.
The main title.
Yeah. But who's your pick? You didn't pick.
Oh shit.
Read
it again.
Sol Ruka.
That's what I'm going with.
Sol Ruka, Lash Legend, Fallon Henley, Jada Parker, Meechin, and Kalani Jordan. Oh, speaking of Jada Parker, Reggie Scripps, he's gone.
Yeah.
OTM. It's just a tag team and her now.
Yeah, he's a free agent.
But I think he said he wanted, but I think he wanted to leave.
Yeah.
He's because he was talking about going the independent route.
Yeah, he got a couple gigs that's lined up
for GCW, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. All right, and then let's get to our main event. So we got the NXT champion Trick Williams versus a returning, right? Was he there before?
He was.
Yeah. Okay. Or a surprise to some people, because I was like, when the lights went out, when Trick and Lash was talking, because they was trying to figure out who beat up her crew, and the lights came out, and Ethan Page, all ego Ethan Page, came out, and then he's talking about something. Whoop that Trick? Yeah, I'm about to. And then did that move in the corner. But yeah, so Trick Williams versus Ethan Page. He officially signed with NXT last night, Tuesday. Who y'all got? This will be Trick's first title defense.
I mean, I'm going with Trick. Right now, he's too hot to lose the championship.
Yeah. He has more story to tell, so I'll also go with Trick. But I like that they brought somebody new in for him to fight.
I'm going with Trick off of a disqualification.
I can see that.
And the reason why is there's somebody who hasn't been there in like 2 weeks that had just recently signed again. And that's the chairman.
Oh, he been there.
Did he have a promo? Maybe I missed it.
Yeah, he was there because he's that dude Josh Briggs.
Mm-hmm.
He attacked him last night.
Oh, okay.
And then the guy that teamed with Trick last week attacked Spears because Spears is on this whole thing. He kind of doing like what Drew Gulak was doing, where he's like trying to get people to live up to their potential, but in a heel way.
Yeah.
And because at first he was on Rich Holland about it.
Right.
Now he's moved on to Josh Briggs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the area. That's where they're going.
Okay. Well, I still got Trick. I mean,
I still Trick is.
But okay, so then it brings me to this point. Do you feel like when certain people, because we've had this conversation before, and I got to bring it back up, some people are better at the chase than actually being like
the champion?
Yeah.
Okay, I saw somebody bring this up.
You just made me remember the topic that I wanted to talk about.
Well, I'm glad I was able to do that.
I literally saw this question posed on another podcast.
I saw it too.
And they said, has Trick Williams run, is it been a failure already or something? And the chick was like, wrestling fans get on my nerves because y'all want something so bad, and then when you get it, you don't give it time to grow.
Yeah. So, and the reason why I say that is maybe it's the person that it was with, but his promo fumbled, right, multiple times, and he fumbled his words, and maybe it's because the chemistry.
He did that last night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Last night he fumbled, right? So then I'm just like,
fumbles when he talking to Lash,
and it was
like,
like,
he got this gold around my waist. Oh, you must want to taste.
Yeah. So, and it's like maybe it's just people that he has chemistry with. So I'm gonna chuck it up to that.
His promos with Mello were good. With Dragunov were good.
But that's the thing. That's people he's been around for so long, right? Yeah. As people who he's like had a built-in relationship. So that's why I want to give it.
NXT is technically still developmental.
But
let's not forget that.
It is developmental, but when
everybody's saying you need to go to the main roster right away.
But when you're a champion,
you gotta test it out.
What do you mean? Hold on, time out. No. I know which route you're going, and I have to completely disagree with that because let's be honest, all right. Roman Reigns fumbled all his damn promos until
at the beginning,
up until 3 years ago when he finally became the tribal chief. And then I don't know what they did with him, but somebody sprinkled a little bit of fairy dust on him and everything like that.
Because he was able to, I guess he was able to be himself.
Yeah, but up until that point,
when he was big dog Roman Reigns, he fumbled
fumbling.
Yeah. And Mello, his heel promos are horrible. Yeah, because he's not believable, and he got moved up to the main roster, and he's still a heel. His heel promos are horrible.
Yeah.
So,
but
I mean, I don't think you can say that the guy's not main roster ready because he got tongue tied on a.
No, I'm not saying that.
Talent wise, he's ready.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That's why the reason why he's still in NXT is because they're saying promo wise he's not ready for
that.
But
I've also seen somebody say, where they were comparing Whoop That Trick to the Yeet movement, right? Yeah. Is it just because of the catchphrase of his verbiage that makes him hot, or is it him being a good superstar?
So
because that kind of happened organically, the whole Whoop That Trick.
That's what I was about to say. So you got to think about something, right? The way that you become up here,
is your gimmick.
Is your gimmick,
and it has to happen organically,
and your ability to capture the crowd, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why Jay is on top right now, because at the end of the day, I don't care what anybody said, it can very well be a tie between Jay and Sami Zayn right now.
Mm-hmm.
Them two are the face of Monday Night Raw, right? It could be either or,
right? And
neither one of them are the top champion, right? So, and then we all know Cody Rhodes is the face of SmackDown,
right?
And the company in general. But I mean, have you seen the work that Cody Rhodes does?
Exactly.
Especially at house shows. I mean, the guy is undeniable.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm just saying, like he just
hit a Cody promo.
I'm just saying because
undeniable
on the level that Trick is at. I think that Trick wasn't given. Honestly, I feel like Trick was more ready for the main roster
than Mello. Yep, because when he did come out, when they had an NXT show in the big arena, like that was pretty much based for the main roster. Going in, I think
at the Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah. Trick got a big ass pop.
Yeah,
and I'll say this: when you're comparing the Whoop That Trick movement to the Yeet movement. The Yeet movement about to get played out here.
So it's not.
I think
the Yeet movement's not going anywhere.
I think it is. I think that if we talked about it on the last show, if Jay don't start capitalizing on some of these opportunities,
so,
that Yeet movement is
going. So that brings me that guy going to the next
out.
Okay. So next time.
Yeah, we're done with NXT.
I was telling y'all there was something on my mind that was talking about, and I wanted to talk about it. Right? It's Jay Uso. We talked about this the last podcast, right? We talked about How can he continue to call himself main event Jey Uso
without winning,
but yet he keeps losing all these big matches? And then there was another guy that was on the podcast talking about, there are some people that are just meant to chase the title, right? But not actually win the title. I don't feel like that's Jey, right? I feel like, one, he kind of took off at a bad time, right? He took off right when we were in the middle of Roman Reigns' run, and then he took off right when we were in the middle of Cody Rhodes' rise. And it kind of threw him in a limbo situation, right? Because now we don't have Seth Rollins as a champion. We all know that I feel like Damian Priest is about to drop this title to Drew.
Drew doesn't go back home to lose again.
Yeah, like we're at that point where we don't need a long champion anymore.
Not for the world title.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes, we already know. Cody Rhodes is gonna hold on to that title until next year at SummerSlam. Most likely he's gonna win it at not SummerSlam.
WrestleMania.
Next year at WrestleMania. Most likely he's gonna win at WrestleMania, and then he's gonna end up dropping the title after WrestleMania. So we already have that longevity champion in Cody Rhodes.
Right.
And I don't think that he's gonna hold on to it for that much longer. I think he's gonna lose it, and then I think he's gonna pull like a John Cena with whoever he's feuding with, where they kind of go back and forth with exchanging the championship. I kind of think that's where the progression with Cody Rhodes is going. But Jey has to win the Money in the Bank.
He has to.
He has to.
He has to.
Right? At this point, what was the point of making him go solo? Right? What was the point of giving him the single run for him to lose to everybody?
Right.
You might as well just bring his brother back and put him back with his brother and put him back in the tag team.
Remember, I asked you, I said, I'm going to ask you, do you think that, because we all know that the original bloodline is eventually going to get back together.
Yes.
Do you think that Jey has to have something before that happens, whether it be Money in the Bank or a title?
Yes, because I feel like Jey's going to be the one to pull the bloodline back together to go against the bloodline 2.0.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be Jey. Jey's going to be the one to go get Roman. Jey's going to be the one to go get Jimmy. Remember when Triple H was getting beat down, right? At one point,
and he had to go get Shawn Michaels.
He had to go get Shawn Michaels, and he was talking about maybe I'll make a phone call, maybe I'll do this, and then he went to go get Shawn Michaels, and he pulled Diaz.
And that's when Triple H, Vince, and Shane was getting their ass whooped.
Yep.
Yeah, and he had to bring the big gun.
He had to bring back the big gun. So I think that they're kind of going similar with that, right? I think that once we get closer towards SummerSlam, maybe even into like Survivor Series.
Well, SummerSlam is when supposedly Roman's coming back.
Supposedly,
or right after.
I mean, we know that Roman's done filming his movie.
Yeah.
So now that he's done filming his movie,
I seen some shit on Sportskeeda that said that he has possible July return date.
Yeah.
Possible.
Which makes sense. Don't get me wrong. Whichever time frame that he comes back, I still think that it's going to be Jey that pulls the original blood.
It has to be, together. And it has to be during. Something's going to happen in
Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is Saturday, July 6th.
So that's probably when it's going to happen then.
Has to, because Roman is supposed to come at 5th. He was on the trailer, advertised for July 5th to be at that SmackDown.
Yeah. But that's the way I say it. I mean, Jey has to win this Money in the Bank. It doesn't make sense.
Especially if he's naming himself as a competitor in Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on to. All right. So we talked about it a little bit, but TNA, WWE apparently have been working together for months trying to get this new deal together. Now we all picked Jordynne Grace to win the NXT Women's Championship, which means that we probably would seeing Roxanne Perez show back up on TNA to get it back.
Yeah. And
we could possibly see other NXT, probably maybe some lower level ones show up and maybe some high level ones. You never know. But how do y'all feel about TNA and WWE actually having a working relationship, even though it'll be NXT?
for one, I love that it's starting off with NXT. I think that they can do a lot with it. Honestly, it don't even really have to be the main roster. They can do a lot with it just being NXT if they do it right.
And Jordan Grace, the first person signed to TNA to win a match in WWE.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, just right there off that. I mean, her showing up at the freaking Royal Rumble when she, even though we did have Mickey James show up several times, but I mean, when she showed up to that with the belt, but this match that she won at NXT is big, right?
And I feel like she has to win it. Otherwise, what was the point of bringing her back?
I feel like she's going to win it because at this, just like you said, that just sets up. I mean, this damn Triple H era is insane already.
It is.
It's already wild, right?
We gotta give Shawn Michaels his flowers on this one.
No, definitely gotta give Shawn Michaels his flowers too. But I mean, could you imagine just a shit ton of NXT superstars showing up on TNA and just wrecking havoc and everything?
Kind of like an invasion.
So many different storylines. Yeah. Immediately, everybody goes to Invasion, but even still, without the Invasion.
Without it being a brand takeover, like y'all trying to take the company away.
Yeah.
It is just like.
Do y'all think that it'll be done better than with the AEW merger that they had?
Yes.
Yeah.
With Kenny going over there and taking their main title and the Good Brothers showing up on AEW with the TNA tag titles and all that.
Yeah.
It was pretty much a Bullet Club takeover. That's what it was.
Yeah. I think that they're going to do it better. I think they looked at what AEW did and they kind of realized what not to do. Because you got to think about it. AEW took their main roster stars and went over there, took all the damn belts, and then they brought them back on their main show on AEW.
And then you see what the fuck happened. Impact went away and it's back TNA.
Yeah. But now you have...
Oh, so they owe AEW thank you.
Yeah, basically. But now you have NXT, which is your developmental, show, like JD was saying, your third show, your C-rank show, I guess the way you can say it.
They're going to the CW.
Yeah, and they're going to be going over there possibly to compete. And could you imagine fucking what's the tag team in NXT? Could you imagine them going over there and winning the TNA tag team championship?
Tony D and the family.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Gallus.
Yeah. But and then you look at it, like look what attention that's gonna give TNA, right? And it's like not on some beef shit, but it's on some partnership shit. Like, now they become a flagship show once again.
Kind of like how ECW and them.
Yeah. Like but it's gonna go. I feel like it'll go the right way.
I just need TNA to get off of Axis.
Yeah, and this what I feel like. Okay, so boom, if all WWE goes over to Netflix, then you bring TNA over with you. Or if, since NXT is going to CW, then you'll start seeing...
Wait, are you sure they're going to CW? Because I thought that they were moving to USA.
That's SmackDown.
Yeah, SmackDown's going to USA.
So only Raw is going to be on Netflix.
Yeah.
I thought it was SmackDown and Raw.
No, both of them.
No, both of them are going.
Yeah. So they're only going to... So SmackDown is going to USA. They're all going to be under one show, 2025.
Yeah.
And then it's supposed to be a whole just like WWE going over. But they did say that it was Raw. When they did announce it, they said Raw was going to Netflix.
Okay. So maybe it's just Monday Night Raw. I remember they
they lost. They decided to exit out their Fox deal.
Well, Monday Night Raw makes sense because it's a 3-hour show. Yeah. Right? So the possibilities are endless with them bringing a 3-hour show to Netflix.
And the fact that you got to pay that damn, what is it, $16.99 or maybe $20 subscription to watch that. Yeah. Because I don't think it's gonna be on the $10.99 with the ads unless they want to do commercials.
I mean, well, I don't know. We'll see, but I mean, they're gonna get increase in memberships if they don't just from that move. Yeah. And then USA, I mean, Raw has been on USA since they moved from back in the day from Spike or whatever the shit, TNN or whatever the hell the channel was. Yeah. So now, you're talking about what, 15, almost 20 years they've been on USA. USA not about to lose that.
Nah. So I could see them like, all right, since y'all want to move there, we'll take SmackDown.
Well, I can see the conflict. I can see the conflict already with SmackDown.
NXT is going to CW though.
Okay, I'm just saying with Fox. I understand the move from Fox, right? Yeah. There were too many times where they had to move SmackDown to the other
FS1.
Yeah, FS1.
And that's the thing. Not every location has Fox. Fox. Yeah. Or every
everybody has Fox.
Everybody has Fox. It's every
package doesn't have
FS1.
There we go.
They're not able to play in certain areas because of the package that you have.
Yeah.
But all right, so yeah, that's good. All right, so let's get to some WWE. The name of this episode is called Lowdown Dirty Dom. Now I say that because Dom done got himself in some stuff. He's over here being stalked by Liv Morgan. He's low-key beefing with Mommy because I know she ain't happy with him. So, but what's your thoughts on the Liv and Dom story?
Of course, we see the whole Eddie Guerrero in China aspect of this.
Bruh, I'm not even gonna say it.
That was him
Dom
and Rhea. What about him and
Dom is killing it with the Eddie Guerrero tribute. When I say
the mustache and the mullet.
When Dom first came
to everything.
When Dom first came to WWE, I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about it. Right? It was kind of like, you skipped NXT, you came straight to the main roster, and then I was like, all right, but you're decent, you know what I'm saying? Like your wrestling's
you see the potential.
Your promo's okay, but we know why you're on the main roster. They want to push this storyline with you and your dad and all this. You got the tag team titles with your dad. Like, I was like, but I have to say, God damn, I'm a Dirty Dom fan now, man.
All they had to do was he had to get away from his dad.
Oh, man. I mean, like, yo, he is a fantastic heel, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's crazy how good he is. It's crazy how fast he came into his own.
Yeah.
Whenever he did leave his dad and move on to the Judgment Day, and how much he's elevated. But the whole Eddie Guerrero, the mullet, the mustache, like everything that he does that tributes to Eddie Guerrero, it's insane, man. It's crazy.
I saw that someone and I swear, like going into the future, I'm gonna have like my people right of when I'm quoting these things, but they said that Dom's spike in his career is similar to Randy Orton's spike when he first started. Seeing his elevation rise, how
that makes sense
when he took the heel rank and how he escalated, like it hit him to start.
Joined Evolution.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So they were like comparing that. It was like, okay, you want to like him, but you hate him so much, and he took that like, shit. Well, I'm gonna capitalize on this hate. Like,
do you think that Dom is ready for a title on the main card, or not even a title? Because
a mid card.
I can see Dom with a mid card championship.
Yeah.
Do you think Dom can hold it down as the main champion?
Not yet. Not yet. I want to see him with a U.S. or Intercontinental title first.
You think so?
Before I see him
with the way
championship.
With the way that he's embarked on his Eddie Guerrero journey, I can see it.
I was
cheat, and steal aspect.
With the rate that he's going right now with this Liv Morgan storyline, could you imagine Liv as the women's champion and then Dom as the champion? And then them two in this storyline together. He turns on Judgment Day.
She helps him get the world,
the world title.
So this is where I was going with this. Where do y'all see this story? It has so many angles it can go. Where do y'all see it going?
Dom is going. He might be the one going solo.
I think Dom's leaving Judgment Day.
You don't think she's going to take over Judgment Day?
No,
because she said she wanted everything.
No, I don't.
She said that includes him, but that don't mean that it's only him.
No, I don't think that she's taking over. I don't think that they're going to do that with the storyline. I think it's going to be too much, especially with Rhea coming back.
She'll still have Priest with her.
Huh?
She'll still have Priest in her corner.
Yeah. I mean, I think what the storyline is going is I think that Liv is going to start manipulating Dom, pulling him away from Judgment Day. You're going to see a lot more mistakes in Dom when it comes down to Judgment Day matches, especially with Priest and his championship, right? Which ultimately results in Carlito taking Dom's position in Judgment Day.
Mm.
I kind of think that's where they're going.
I don't think Judgment Day is gonna like break up anytime soon. I feel like exactly what you said.
Yeah.
Like it will be a Dom and Liv type thing, and we're gonna get that soap opera feel.
But they're gonna drag it out until Rhea gets back.
Yeah, and Dom just got cleared.
Yeah, because I think it feels like it has to be Liv versus Rhea, women's championship, women's World Heavyweight Championship on the line, and then Dom is like the consolation prize in the background.
Yeah. And Dom
Winner
eventually,
takes all.
and Dom eventually
Makes his decision.
and he picks Liv.
Yep.
And then he walks away from Judgment Day completely.
Yeah.
So Dom, who gets the meanest pop at anybody, even though it's booze, is gonna turn. Is he staying heel?
Yeah, that makes him heel of heels.
Does it? Because Judgment Day is still a heel group.
It makes him in between, right? Because
Not, like Rhea Ripley is a heel, but they love her.
Yeah, they're starting to like Priest, but that's because everybody thinks that Priest is getting kicked out.
Yeah, but Dom, he's gonna be like the most hated. Like you remember when Randy Orton went on that stint when he was like the hated heel of
Yeah,
all
when he was a
time.
legend killer.
But
Yeah.
when he won the world championship, he was a face.
No, he wasn't.
When he first won it,
When he
when he
first
got kicked out at
no,
Evolution.
but what I'm saying is when he won it as a heel. Evolution was always a heel.
Yeah, but then they kicked him out, so then he became a face.
Right.
Okay.
And then he became a legend killer after that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Because he beats with Triple H.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying when he had the initial match where he won the World Heavyweight
Well,
Championship,
yeah, because they helped
he
him.
was heel.
Yeah.
And then they turned on him.
So
Which
Okay.
automatically made him face because Evolution turned on him.
okay, well, let's say this. If we believe that Drew is going to beat Priest for the title, and we think that Jay is going to win Money in the Bank, how are we going to finagle Dom into getting this title?
I don't know. I don't see it happening.
No,
I don't see it.
This is
I'm
like
just-
maybe a year later.
I'm
maybe.
just
No.
throwing
You
out.
think they're going to tell this Dom and
No.
Liv and Rhea for a year?
No, I'm just spitfiring ideas. Dom's
Like, ain't no way.
getting.
We're halfway through the year.
Dom's not getting in the World Heavyweight Championship picture.
No.
Y'all also gotta remember that whoever
Finn is
wins
still there.
whoever wins the championship gotta face Gunther at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
For the championship, right?
Gunther's not winning.
I mean, Liv did step in front of
Is
Braun
he?
Strowman and save Dom.
Are
Liv
you
is not.
sure? I just want you to I just want you to just
Okay.
I just want you to think about this.
Yeah.
Just think about this for 1 second,
Okay.
all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Drew McIntyre beats Damian Priest, okay?
Okay.
Goes on as a champion. We get to SummerSlam. He faces Gunther.
CM Punk causes him to lose.
CM Punk causes him to lose.
Yes. Okay. So
Hold
that
on,
part
hold on.
went in late.
Let me just tell you how everything comes circle, okay? Because now that Gunther is the new World Heavyweight Champion, you know, who faced Gunther and should have beat Gunther for the
Jey
Intercontinental
Uso.
Champion?
Yeah.
Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
And Jey Uso made it a no statement in his promo that he talked about the matches that he technically should have won,
Mhm.
but he'll take the loss, even though it was due to outside interference.
Right.
Now, with him having the Money in the Bank, because my guess is that he's winning the Money in the Bank, who better to cash it in on than Gunther?
True. You're right.
Just saying.
The CM Punk part had dialed in. Because we haven't seen him in a minute.
Nope.
So, of course, he wins. Like, Drew wins. He gets his thing at home and everything like that. And then he goes on. CM Punk still in the shadows. And he's always said,
If everything goes the way that I think it's going to go,
yeah.
I feel like it's going to be CM Punk versus Jey Uso at the next WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship.
I like that. I like that.
If it goes the way that, because you can let Gunther run with the championship,
Yeah.
until you know what I mean, Royal Rumble, whatever, whichever pay-per-view you want him to run with it with. I mean, probably be before then, but I'm just saying, like, you can let him run with it for a couple of months and then Jay cashes in. I don't think we're gonna get another WrestleMania cash in because Damian Priest just did it, so I don't think they can afford to have another champion hold on to,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the Money in the Bank for that long.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, we might get the same night cash in.
Good.
Depends on who wins, but I think it's gonna be Jay.
Okay.
So as far as how long do y'all think that Dom is going to be able to hold out from Liv's advances?
Up until SummerSlam,
He's going to be able to hold out for another 2 months.
they're gonna drag this out up until SummerSlam. It's gonna come to a head at SummerSlam.
Because Finn's already getting at it saying, You little harlot, get away from the young boy.
But then it's gonna be
because he
like,
can see the manipulation.
But then it's gonna be like, I feel like it's gonna be commands that's coming from Rhea Ripley that's being told to Damian Priest, like he needs to make sure that Liv loses, but every time he goes out to do it, Liv wins.
And she keeps thinking that he's coming to help her.
Yeah.
No, she knows that Dom's conflicted, right? You can tell that she's manipulating him, right? And
she might actually fuck with him.
No, I think the way that they're playing the storyline is that she likes Dom, you know what I'm saying? But she knows that he's still under mommy's finger, and she's using the mind games to play, kind of like how he did when he tossed the chair in, and then she created the distraction for her to capitalize on that with Becky. And then the steel cage match, where he had no reason to get involved with the match at all. Right. It was a steel cage match, but yet he still comes. So she's rent free in Dom's head right now. Mm-hmm. And then the kiss afterwards. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then the playing with now him. She's just at the point where she's just messing with him. Mm-hmm. Right? Because you keep seeing Finn Balor keep jumping in between them.
And then you saw she liked all his shit on his Instagram. And he was like, yo, what the fuck? So she's kissing his picture on the truck.
So she's just playing games with him at this point now. She's just getting deeper and deeper in his head. Right. To the point where he gets so conflicted because mommy's not around that he eventually is just going to be brainwashed.
What did Priest say to him? Have you talked to Rhea about this? Yeah. Yeah, I'm giving her some space.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, Liv gonna fill that space.
It's just interesting to see because I want to know how I need a report to come out. Like, when do they expect Rhea to come back? And they're keeping everything hush hush right now. They won't say.
They need to make it real personal, and his ass should have been released and signed with WWE. But that's just my opinion. You get damn Buddy Matthews to come with Rhea.
That would be wild.
Now that's some shit right there, boy.
And he would fit in perfectly with the Judgment Day.
He would. He would.
All right.
But I gotta, before you go, now when it comes, I gotta dial back to Jey Uso. Y'all seen that thing on Instagram where it's saying Jey Uso now has the Fireflies, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, really? Yeah, they. I think even the family was like, "Here, take it." Lowdown said it.
Yeah, but I feel like
how did they say it?
He might be the first one that they come after.
Okay. Yeah,
and they might use that Firefly reasoning to make Jey Uso the first person that
they attack.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to figure out when is all of this going to happen.
Oh, it's coming.
Do you actually watch the QR codes?
I see the Q. No, that thing pops and flashes.
You can find it
online. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, the QR codes keep popping up. Isn't Braun Strowman supposed to be a part of this?
No.
So they changed it again?
I'm not exactly sure. He wasn't.
Because the picture I saw, the image I saw with the Wyatt family, Braun was in there.
It's Dexter Lumis, Eric Rowan,
Joe Gacy, Nikki Cross,
Alexa Bliss. That's 5. So howdy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Braun Strowman. Now, Braun Strowman could get tossed in the mix because, they're trying to play this little knee injury type thing, but I think that he will be the one that they have to, kind of like how Bray Wyatt was doing, like he has to start getting into his head and making him see the light that this is the way that you need to come. But
I need to come.
There's the Lumis transformation.
Yeah.
The motherfucker got long hair now and look like.
Oh,
I can't say.
Let me run this by y'all real quick before we finish up the other stuff. I heard somebody say this, and I don't know how true it is, but they said that what if Gallus joined Drew McIntyre and became and they had a faction?
I wouldn't be mad at it.
And he has to be the leader of this faction.
Drew McIntyre?
Mm-hmm. And Gallus will be his backup.
Drew McIntyre in the group has always been poor.
That's what I was about to say. Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, but he's never been the main guy either, though.
No, because when it was Bobby Lashley, Braun Strowman, and Drew McIntyre, it was like Bobby Lashley was kind of like the leader of that.
And then when he was with the League of Nations, it was like Sheamus.
It was Sheamus and Del Rio, wasn't it?
It was Sheamus, Del Rio,
Rusev.
I'm saying who was the leader though? I think it was Sheamus.
Sheamus was the leader.
And then when he was in 3MB, I mean, I wasn't even watching at that time.
It was Heath. Was the leader.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, Heath was the leader of that.
And then when him and Dolph was tagging, it was more Dolph.
Yeah, he was.
So Drew has never been the main leader of the group.
Though, think about it, like all his track records with these groups are not good.
Even when he was in TNA, he was a part of a group.
Was he really?
Yeah.
I wasn't watching him in TNA.
And I want to say that it was who was he with? It might have been with Gallus. Well, like some members of Gallus when he was.
He's too big to be in a group.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre doesn't need a group behind him. If you put anybody behind Drew McIntyre, he just needs one person. Kind of like how when Dolph Ziggler had Big E that was following him around, and then when I can't think of what else. But when the Miz had
Mr. Raj?
Yeah. So he just needs like one person maybe behind him that can help him out whenever he's in certain situations and stuff like that. But I wouldn't put him behind a faction, or I wouldn't put a faction behind him, like any of that.
Well, while JD looks that up,
He was with LA Knight.
oh my god,
He was in a faction with LA Knight.
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. So during Liv's promo on Monday, she said that she put Becky Lynch into early retirement. The reason why that is interesting is because Becky has officially become a free agent. And rumors are that she will be offered, whenever she does decide she wants to sign with somebody, she will be offered the highest contract in women's wrestling history. Kind of a la Mercedes Moné.
So,
question is, who do you think she's going to sign with, and does she deserve to be the highest paid woman?
we already know that, for one, if anybody thinks that Becky Lynch is not coming back to the WWE, you're insane.
Yes.
She's not signing with anybody else.
Definitely not AEW.
Definitely not AEW. Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins, both of them, once they get done with their vacation and they leave Disney and wherever else they gonna go.
And Seth Hill's up.
Yeah, exactly. They're both coming back. I'ma say Royal Rumble.
So January,
yeah. Royal Rumble's the best timing.
I mean, this is my thing. Do you miss her yet?
No.
Hell
Do you think
no. I'm ready
that?
for her to go.
Do you think that it's an L for Raw not having her there?
Not right now.
Not right now, no.
So
They got enough talent.
I feel like that. Okay, for her to be, so I'm already over this highest paid women theory and shit like that.
Yeah, I feel you.
Because first it was Charlotte, then it was Ronda, now it's Mercedes Moné, now it's gonna be Becky. Like, okay, so we already know
They keep
the
saying
minimum superstar, like the lowest paid superstar, makes $360,000, right, a year.
Yeah.
And that's just saying, like, you might work as a fucking security guard in the background. You know what I'm saying? Where most of them started. So why is it such a big deal? We know that women are underpaid, right? They don't. Their in-ring talent doesn't capitalize for the money that they deserve. That's just my truthful opinion. Some of them. Now, when you get generational talents like Charlotte being able to do so much more, yes, they are deserving to get paid like that. I feel like Bianca should get paid high. Like she's carried the women's roster for so long, right? Becky, they could do without. I don't feel like the women's roster is.
Oh, you talking about just Becky? They can do without Becky in general.
Let's be honest. They can hold it down without Becky.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
They can't hold it down for long without Becky.
No, you would either need her back or you would need somebody as caliber as her.
So with Becky,
Charlotte's coming back.
that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
You got to think about it. when one of them goes down,
another one's coming.
Another one comes back.
Right.
Like between Becky and Charlotte.
And Bayley's been the most consistent because she's been there the whole time.
And now that they don't have Mercedes or whatever,
they replaced them with Jade and Bianca.
That's pretty much what they did.
Yeah, and then you got Naomi.
And you got Tiffany at Rising
You
Star.
got Tiffany who's coming up right
then
now.
Then you got Alexa Bliss who's been training, who's gonna come back, who's probably gonna get one of the biggest fucking pops that you've heard.
And you got Liv Morgan, who's holding it down right now too.
Yeah.
Rhea's coming back.
Rhea will be back too. Becky is not needed right now.
No.
Right? I think the timing was perfect. I still don't think that they needed to put that women's championship on her for the time frame that they did. I think that was kind of whatever.
Well, only to give it to Liv anyway.
To tell the story that they're telling now, she had to beat her.
I understand why they did it because they were doing the whole Liv revenge tour thing. So like, hey, you got to beat her in this battle royale, but then she's going to get it back a couple of weeks later. All right, whatever. I understand. I see visually. I can see why they did it.
Time consumption.
Yeah, but Becky's not needed right now. They got plenty of women to hold down the women's division right now that can keep everything occupied. But long term, they're going to need Becky back eventually.
So
now, is she going to come back? Is she going to sign?
Becky's in her 40s.
She still got some goal in her.
She does, but you're talking about.
I mean, she's already
making her the highest paid women's superstar in her 40s. Only probably
Becky's 37.
I thought she was 42.
I'll say Becky is not enough.
Well, she's just been wrestling for 20
and
something
years. Seth is 38.
Yeah, close enough.
So she's pushing 40.
There we go.
She's pushing 40.
I mean, all the main stars are. Charlotte's pushing 40.
Yeah.
Bayley probably is too. I think all the same age.
I think so.
I think Bayley might be a little younger, but you're gonna give her that.
And 40 ain't shit in wrestling.
So to give her that much money, you're counting on her being there 5+ years.
She's not gonna be there another 5 years.
I can see her being there another 5.
Another 5 years?
Her role just won't be the same all 5. Like the last 2 she might start mentoring somebody and become like more of a manager role. And
yeah, but you really gonna pay somebody the highest paid contract to do that the last 2 years?
Yeah,
so
because by the time her contract runs out, she ain't gonna be the highest paid no more.
So what did
Okay.
It's like football contracts.
what did
they gonna get all their money. They gonna get all their money on the front end.
facts.
I mean, you got to be thinking about like the amount of money that WWE
And they get all
is
these Saudi
making.
Arabia contracts. They gonna have money.
That's what I was about to say. Now
They
they
gonna
have
have
all these overseas contracts and stuff like that. These overseas, premium live events. They're talking about the big 4 going to 2 nights each now.
And all other ones going overseas.
Yeah.
And you're talking about the only 2 that might be a consistent USA pay-per-view is going to be Royal Rumble. Well, 3. Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and
Well, those are the big 4s.
Yeah,
the big
but
4.
they will just
They're trying to get Mania to overseas, but everything else gonna be here.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So last 2 things, and they all tie in. They somewhat tie in together. Ricochet has not re-signed, and his contract is coming to an end. Do y'all believe that he will re-sign with WWE or he will go elsewhere?
If as much as
He's been losing right now, and he's beefing with Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman's probably going to knock him out. I mean, Braun Breaker's probably going to knock him out the company.
I mean, if I was Ricochet, I wouldn't come back. They're not utilizing him, but right. Ricochet
and that goes to our last story.
has been beyond due a good title run. You know what I mean?
I think he should have had another shot at the IC title.
Yeah.
Since he's the one that Gunther beat to go on that long run.
And they continue to put him in these bullshit matches where he just continuously keeps losing.
Unless he's on speed.
Yeah.
The show, not the drug.
All right, so I got 2 things. On that. So, regardless, so I think he's gonna stay, but I think he might go through a character change.
Okay.
And I think he might come back as Prince Puma.
Okay.
That's just my thing. But I also feel like if he was to go to AEW, he would go into AEW as Prince Puma.
Okay.
And
I already got 5 matches I could see him having.
Yeah, and it really goes back to how they were referencing Prince Puma in some of his previous matches leading up to Speed, right? Saying how fast he was and stuff like that. But you referenced something that was with Lucha Underground. Ricochet, I feel like that he could still do that stuff. I feel like that his current character, they stepped away from it. Because when he first started, he was doing all that same stuff. He was doing his 630 and all those moves. He doesn't even do it no more. So I feel like that's just where he's at right now, and that's probably what he needs is that character change.
Okay.
And it really all depends on like who he talks to. If he talks to like Kofi, he talks to his girl Samantha Irvin, if he talks to some of these other old heads who have gone through that process of being watered down to get put up or to be like at a stationary level, that could play into a factor on whether he stays or leaves.
I think he's leaving.
I think he's leaving too.
Just saying.
And that leads to our final topic of the night. AEW. Got y'all on the show. Swerve Strickland versus Will Osprey will be happening. I have to look up the event, but it is happening and it will be for the championship, for I believe Swerve's championship.
Mm-hmm.
Is this happening too early? Yes or no?
Yeah.
First question.
Yeah.
I guess so. Who else is there for him to face?
MJF is back.
A lot of people.
Wouldn't it be too soon for them to throw MJF back in the mix and let him challenge for the championship?
I think it all depends because Ricochet tonight, not Ricochet, Swerve tonight we're recording this on a Wednesday. Swerve tonight is defending his championship against Roddy. So Swerve's been having a lot of title matches on free TV.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a lot, so he's been doing a lot. More than any other champion has had on free TV. Now, I don't know if this is a sign that he's going to end up dropping it soon, or if they're just trying to give him as much burn as possible with that title. And he's showing up when he's been doing interviews.
Because they're giving him so much burn, I feel like he's gonna lose it.
But Osprey is supposed to be they say he's supposed to be taking a break. So, and Osprey can't go undefeated forever.
No, he can't go undefeated forever. But okay, so with this match, who takes the bigger hit if they lose?
Swerve.
I don't see Swerve getting back to the championship.
Swerve definitely takes the bigger hit.
Yeah,
exactly. So
AEW kind of to me is in a if you look at their roster and the lineup they have, they're kind of in a transition too.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of the top stars are older.
Mm-hmm. They're hurt, older, or just involved in other storylines that have nothing to do with this.
They're finally now starting to transition to their younger talent and utilizing them and bringing them up more into that title fold and that title picture. Kind of where we'll see like Swerve could be the future of, hey, he could be a multiple time champion. You know what I'm saying? Even MJF, we can see him as a multiple time champion. We can see Swerve and MJF going back and forth from time to time and creating some type of rivalry feud. You know, kind of like we got John Cena with Randy Orton. So they need something like that, right? I don't think they really have that right now. And you know, the Cowboys and the Heyman and all them people. Like, think about their age, and think about like, all right, the Bryan Danielson, like all their champion level people.
Adam Copeland.
Yeah, Adam
Christian.
Copeland.
Malachi.
Yeah, they're all older. Like they're all like
Jack Perry's young.
Moxley.
Yeah, Moxley. Even Moxley.
Claudio. Samoa Joe.
Exactly.
They're very seasoned.
So I think
Ricky Starks can't even buy TV time.
That's what I said. I think now is the perfect time for them to transition to some of their future talent and give them the push that they need to see if they can be the face of the company.
The reason why I brought this up was because I said it ties in because Will Osprey recently came out in an interview and said that he felt that WWE was underutilizing Ricochet.
Of course.
And with Ricochet, because Swerve has a Lucha Underground background.
Yeah.
Kill shot.
Mm-hmm.
And then Swerve and Osprey know each other for years, so I know they're how to do this match. But yeah, I could definitely see Ricochet leaving, and then the one thing about Tony Khan is it may not be long, but he'll definitely push his signees quickly.
Yeah.
And then they fall out. They fall off after. But Ricochet might get a title shot as soon as he debuts. But that's all I really wanted to end it with. Did y'all have anything else y'all want to say before we get out of here?
Nah.
Nope. All right. Take us out.
Well, I'm back, and I hope y'all enjoyed. And you've been listening to one of the top YouTube wrestling podcasts that has come to this source. You know, I'm gonna put a stamp on our damn name. You already know what it is. It's OTR. Hey, Over the Ropes Wrestling Podcast. This is JB, aka Mr. Mike Drop, aka The Oracle, aka Wednesday Night Jay.
Hey.
Throwback.
Throwback. Yeah, this your boy Jay, aka Mr. Ray.
And this is your boy Trey, aka Treyway, aka Wednesday Night Trey, aka check us out on Spotify every day. Spotify, Apple, iTunes, and YouTube. Don't forget to check out our TikToks. I'll definitely start trying to get more videos up there for y'all. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, tell everybody about us. And that's it.
Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, tell your mama, tell your granddad, tell your newborn baby. Hey, subscribe. Check us out. We're here.
Episode 106.
Hey, pick up sticks. Nah, just joking. Peace.